Matt Rhule just does not miss a beat. Just days after Evan Cooper dropped his resignation and said peace, Matt Rhule has somehow, in a lot of people's opinions, I think mine included, probably upgraded that position coach. And I'm not trash talking down to Evan Cooper at all. I'm not downplaying how good of a secondary he coached up, how good he made Tommy Hill last year. But when you look at who Matt Rhule hired, that is John Butler. He's most recently was a defensive backs passing game coordinator over at Buffalo Bills until he left there earlier this year. He's done some very impressive things. He's got a lot of experience, and we're going to get into all that, okay? Shane Powers here, redwhitecornsports.com. Please visit our website, redwhitecornsports.com. I've got articles on all this stuff. I've got you guys covered there on that as well. So today, Matt Rhule has, or I should say the University of Nebraska has officially announced that they have hired John Butler as the new secondary coach, right? He's the new defensive back secondary coach. Now, Evan Cooper, he resigned only a couple days ago. I mean, it was like, I think July 5th when the news broke of his resignation. And, you know, it's kind of shocking. Came out of left field, I think, to a lot of us. I know there's been some rumors circulating online and stuff like that. And, guys, I don't get into any of that stuff here. I don't entertain any of that stuff here because, frankly, if it was me, I wouldn't want somebody talking about me behind my back without having all the facts. So we're just not going to do that. It's not fair. We'll just assume it was for personal reasons. If we're ever told otherwise, and it comes from a place we can trust, a trustworthy source, then it's maybe different to at least discuss it. But if it's just rumors, and that seems to be all anybody has right now, let's not touch it, guys. So that news broke a couple days ago, and then, which I think was almost more shocking, only probably 12 hours later, Pete Thamel over at ESPN was announcing that it looked like we were going to hire John Butler to replace him. This led a lot of people to have a couple different theories on that, right? Theory number one was either, you know, Matt Rhule had known about this for quite a bit of time and had been working in the background, making sure that there wouldn't be a lot of missed time. And he, from the resignation till when he had someone new in place, especially since the UTEP game is less than 60 days away. That's the most likely scenario, that he just knew for some time that this was coming. Now, scenario number two, which is fun to think about, it's fun to ponder, it's probably less likely, but it could also be true, is that Matt Rhule has a secret black book, and in that black book, he's got a list of replacements for each of his coaches, so that way, in case they're fired, they quit, or they resign, he's ready to go at a moment's notice. Now, I think that's a little far-fetched, but I'm not saying it's impossible. I think that'd be really neat. I don't think there's anything wrong with doing something like that. That would be tremendous foresight on his part. And actually, it could be a combination of Theory 1 and Theory 2. He could have a short list of names he would replace, you know, Evan Cooper with, and then when Evan Cooper resigned, he's known about it for some time, and he started calling those names. So it could be a combination of both those theories. Either way, Nebraska's finally put ink to paper, and the deal is done. John Butler is now a Husker. He's on the Husker staff. Okay. Now, if you guys have looked into him over the last couple days, which I know many of you have, you'll see that his time at Buffalo was wildly successful. He had one of the most successful secondaries in all of the NFL, right? Top in against opponents in passing yards per game, passing touchdowns allowed. You know, he had numerous Pro Bowl receivers, right? Tre'Davious White and Jordan Poyer were both all-pro selections. This is right off the Huskers website. And Micah Hyde and Nickel Taron Johnson were second-team honorees. So that's really cool there to begin with. Now, if you look here, I mean, he's been a coach for 19 years, guys. He's been a coach for a long time. He's done a lot of good stuff at Buffalo, but what has he done in college? Glad you asked. He was a defensive coordinator and a cornerbacks coach for Penn State. He coached under Bill O'Brien, right? So that should give you guys some good attempt right there. It should draw your attention right there, right? Coaching under Bill O'Brien. He coached at Minnesota as well. He was the special teams coordinator and the linebackers coach. Now, he had some other gigs, right? He coached at Texas State, Harvard, Texas, and Catholic University in various roles, from grad assistants to linebackers coach too. But the Big Ten experience, guys, Minnesota, Penn State. And when he was at Penn State, he led one of the best defenses in. When he became the Nittany Lions defensive coordinator, that was in 2013, the Nittany Lions ranked second in the Big Ten and 16th nationally in scoring defense. So I know that was a while ago. The game of college football has changed a little bit, but that bodes really well for us with the more recent NFL experience and success. And listen, recruits love that. Recruits love it. He's got NFL experience. He's got NFL ties. And he's coached in college. He knows the college world. So catch him up a little bit on the new world of the transfer portal, NIL, and how that plays into recruiting. And I think he's a really big get for us. So I think, there should be little to no fall off from Evan Cooper. And Evan Cooper was a good coach for us, a very good coach. He's been with Matt Rhule since, Matt Rhule started head coaching. He was with Matt Rhule at Temple. He was with Matt Rhule at Baylor, and he was with Matt Rhule at the Panthers. So he's a loss, right? There's no question about it. And I'm not trying to minimize the loss of Evan Cooper. I just think, as far as someone handling a coaching change less than 60 days away before kickoff at UTEP, Matt Rhule has handled this as well as I think anybody in the country could have, and I'm impressed. I'm really impressed. I think John Butler will probably lock down that secondary and keep them going, lock them down even more. And I think, we've got some great cornerbacks coming. Tommy Hill's going to be back there. It's the new addition of Sierra Wright from USC, right? And then we have Bly Hill when he comes back from his injury, and Malcolm Hartzog back there at corner or safety. And we're looking at a legit potential no-fly zone, which is good. We need someone to lock down that veer and shoot of the Colorado Buffaloes. Although I think they said there's not a veer and shoot no more. They changed it up to more of I think maybe a pro style. I know they went and got Pat Schumer over there as offensive coordinator. I digress. Don't want to talk about them right now. They do enough talking about themselves for everybody else. So here we go at Nebraska. John Butler is our new secondary coach. I think it's a tremendous hire by Butler. If you guys aren't excited by this, you should be. I don't know what to tell you other than that. I mean, you just got to look up more into his stats if you don't believe me on how good his secondary was at Buffalo. And we've got someone back there who's going to coach and who's going to do great things. So that's the news of today, guys. Now, please, I can't ask you enough to like the video, subscribe to the channel, please. Just starting out, trying to grow it. You guys know how that can be. It's difficult. It's rough to get going. Visit my website, www.redwhitecornsports.com. I drop articles all the time. I've got articles covering this stuff, and I've got a merchandise shop there. Nothing too crazy. Got a new shirt up there though. Our fullback is better than your fullback. I think it's kind of cool. I'm selling it for dirt cheap, $15. Shipping I think is another $4 or $5. But my profit on the other end of that is like $1 or $2. So I'm selling them at razor thin profit margins because I just want to get them to you guys. I think they're so cool. So again, like and subscribe to the video. redwhitecornsports.com. Follow me for more content like this.